Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Jason Avery in the house, Avery Construction, Avery Remodeling, coming up here in just a moment. Also, he brought a guest with him. We're going to introduce Bryan Sells as well, franchise consultant with Apex Franchise Consulting. Coming up here in just a moment. Before we do, we want to thank one of our sponsors for the program here. We have a relationship with Discovery Golf Cars, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Discovery Golf Cars. If you're thinking about buying a golf cart, talk to them over there. They have a great staff, very friendly. They offer many makes and models: Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, new and used. They have recreationals, of course, and discoverygolfcars.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. You take them up on those special offers and incentives. All right, we got a hot listing here, 7300 Southwind Drive in Hudson. This is a beautiful single-family home. You got a private pool here as well. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1726 square feet. This offers the perfect blend of comfort and luxury in a tranquil setting. It's nestled on a double lot. The property boasts an expansive circular driveway, concrete parking pad, provides ample space for a boat, RV parking, golf cart as well. You have a large pool, outdoor bar that completes the oasis. Gorgeous property, 7300 Southwind Drive in Hudson. And what I love about this community as well is that you have a canal situated in the canal community of Sea Pines, offering access to the Gulf of Mexico via the Community Association boat ramp. It's a great opportunity. Southwind Drive, Hudson, Florida, one of our real estate listings here in Tampa Bay. 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. This is a commercial property. You got 2 different parcels there, 2 different buildings. You have a office building and a mechanic shop on US 301. You got a lot of traffic driving by, lots of vehicles passing by, as you can see through our drone photography there. 2-year-old roof, new AC as well. 7202 US Highway 301 South, commercial real estate property from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com. All right, welcome back, Jason Avery.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
Excellent, man. Blessed and highly favored, brother. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Been working on a big project up in Brooksville, my old hometown, and it's not a project. I don't really do a bunch of remodeling up there, except for this business is for my wife. So I got my toughest customer. Nice. And we're about a month away from getting that construction complete. It was a permitting nightmare. I took a building that used to be a house in the 50s, and we're making it a commercial building of today, and that presents a lot of unique challenges. Yeah, I bet. And I went far beyond the improvements to the building for ADA and all the things that I know everything about, and into a bunch of site work and drainage and digging ponds and craziness that I was not prepared for. But we're cranking away, and again, just probably a month away from opening, and I'm excited. My wife's getting all the decor down right now, nice. The furniture in, but it's going to be a therapeutic spa. It's going to be called Glow. Great Living Optimized is the long version, but Glow is how it will be known. And it's going to have therapeutic massage for people that are in pain, combined with infrared light therapy and salt rock therapy. Cool. Those are services that we're going to personally provide in-house. And then we've got a couple of rooms that we're going to be interchanging and collaborating with other women-owned businesses that offer things like all-natural facials. We're seeking an acupuncturist. We're seeking a nurse practitioner, possibly for IV drips and stem cell drips. We're looking at and again, collaborating and partnering with a bunch of different people that we can have this great new therapeutic spa out of Brooksville. Cool. Right off of Jefferson Street, just to the west side of Tom Vaughn Park. So coming soon. I like the name, Glow. Yeah. So I brought a guest in here today. I wanted to introduce you to somebody. This is Bryan Sells, and he's a franchise consultant. And obviously, as people are starting a business and building it from scratch in a franchise world, they might need property. And so I know he collaborates and works with realtors. So naturally, I thought of you.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for the intro. Bryan, give us a little overview, man.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Bryan Sells. My company is called Apex Franchise Consulting. And if you don't know, a franchise consultant, my job is really to educate you about franchising, Many people hear the word franchise, first thought is Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Subway, but franchising is so much deeper than just burgers and fries. Many industries that you've probably had work from, you may not even realize was a franchise. That plumber that came out to your house may have been a franchise. The gardener that came out, cut your grass, may have been part of a franchise group. And there are a lot of myths and misconceptions that I can come in and educate people about. My services are free to you. I work on a commission basis, so it never hurts to come in and talk to a professional consultant like myself before you make one of the more important purchasing decisions in your life, potentially.
I like that. So you start off with an interview, kind of get to know the person, and then almost do a like kind of a pairing. You're a matchmaker in a sense, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm a matchmaker, but instead of finding the love of your life, I'm finding the business love of your life that's going to make you some money, and that's what it's all about.
I like that. I like that. So you mentioned earlier too about having personality profiles. Where do you see that play out, or maybe you can give us a recent success story?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest personality types to really distinguish is, are you an extrovert or are you an introvert? Are you the type of person who likes to sell, who likes to be in the community, going to B&I meetings, or are you more behind the scenes? And because a lot of businesses do require the owner to put on that polo, wear the brand, and put themselves out there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But that's one of the more key distinctions I have to make is, hey, are you willing to put yourself out there and shake some hands? And if you are, there's a very wide list of businesses you can be successful in. One thing I always point out, you don't have to know anything about that industry to get into an industry. So you could be a former teacher, but if you have an amazing, glowing personality, you might be able to rock it in a plumbing franchise. Something you never would think of, but it might take you to that income level that you thought you may never be able to reach. Yeah. So that's what I like to do, is connect people with business models that they may not have considered, but actually does match their personality.
Cool.
So we've had these conversations before about the classes that I teach in my consulting business. I teach entrepreneurial classes about behavioral style, and they revolve around the DISC assessment. And so, extrovert, introvert, I would call it fast-paced decision-making or slower-paced decision-making. Some of us just walk fast, talk fast, think fast, and make fast decisions. Others would prefer to do their research first, compare their options, take their time, a more comfortable approach to the decision making. Then you can also divide these personalities and behaviors by task or people. Some of us wake up driven by, where do I go today? Who do I get to see? What are the fun things that are going to happen? Who can I help? While others are more driven by, I got this list. I'm going to check the things off my list. I'm going to be awesome at getting it done. I'm going to be effective and efficient, and I'm going to be, a perfectionist. And so, depending on those styles, we call the fast-paced task people, we call them the go-getters. Tend to be most of our executives and high-level people managing things, but tend to be a little rough around the edges sometimes too, a little too direct. They might be a hard time to build your team if you seem like a jerk for a boss, right?
Right.
Then you get those fast-paced, people-oriented. They're your marketing, your promoters, the people that go out there and, just can talk to anybody. They're talking with their hands. You can just picture that person in the big group and chatter. And they might know everybody on a first-name basis only. It might be a shallower relationship, but a very welcoming and friendly and open, fun, smiley, happy. You get those slower-paced, people-oriented people. We're going to call those the nurturers.
Okay.
Those are your people. That's like the best HR department for you. Yeah. They're the people that genuinely care about the well-being of the others around them, but they don't necessarily want to be the center of attention. That makes them feel uncomfortable.
Got it.
They are behind the scene. They are in the office. And then you get those slower-paced, task-oriented people. Picture your accountants, your IT people. They're going to stare at a screen with tons of data and information for hours on end, and that is serving to them. They enjoy that, and they work in a bubble where they keep everybody else out. They don't want to have to communicate and interact. It doesn't make them feel comfortable to stand up and have to brag about their business. So, this is exactly what he's saying. I love how the behavioral styles plays into your choice in the franchise. It's a very wise approach.
And it makes sense. And if you're just joined us, we're talking with Jason Avery, Avery Construction, and Bryan Sells, Apex Franchise Consulting. And I love the idea. So continuing on that line of thought is you're interviewing for a matchmaker position. So what are some of the examples, or do you have certain examples? Because it reminds me of modeling. When I think of modeling, I think of companies like Keller Williams. We have very successful real estate agents, #1 real estate company in the world, because there's models and systems in place. And if you can repeat the system, plug and play with the right personality type and behavioral style, like Jason just mentioned, you're going to have success if you put those people. So in other words, if you put someone in a sales position as a realtor, that should be the office manager or the loan processor, right? Then you're going to have challenges. What's your thoughts on that, Bryan?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about putting the right person in the right place to find success. So a lot of people, they have a tough time evaluating themselves. I mean, being self-reflective is something that few among us ever master, to say the least. So pulling out what are your strengths, like Jason talked about, the DISC assessment is a very important tool in just getting somebody to break down their personality type in a way they may not have thought about themselves, their skills, weaknesses, another thing people don't think about, like what am I not good at? But it's important to figure these things out before you get yourself into a business model that you may not find success in. And another way to describe that is a lot of people don't realize all businesses are challenging, but certain business models, certain people do better in them because it's just, that type of role. So that's really what I'm trying to discover. And as far as my inventory goes, I do try to break it down in categories so that when I do run into certain personality types, I can start sectioning them into an area that I feel like they might find success with these particular types of businesses.
Yeah, because the numbers are staggering, right? I mean, we've all heard these different stats. Like, what is it? Something like 8 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 5 years, or whatever number that might be, right? So the more that you can minimize those mistakes, and so franchise fees, yes, you're going to pay somewhat of a franchise fee up front, but that money is essentially you're buying the playbook. Here's the playbook. Go run.
And I'll tell you the dirty secret in the industry is that a lot of franchises will sell to anybody that can qualify for the money and has a pulse. So they're not really, because they're just laser focused on selling.
Right.
Versus I am a consultant. Yes, my name is Bryan Sells, but I'm consulting, I promise. And I am not going to sell to you. I'm going to genuinely try to help you figure out where you're going to find your success at, because that's how my business grows. It's a referral business. Like if you get into a business, I shoehorn you into something you shouldn't have bought, and a year later you're bleeding money. Right. You're not going to send me your brother, sister, friend. So I just, the way my business works, it allows me to be honest with people in a way that a lot of these other sales and consultants won't, because they're only selling one product. I'm selling 6. It doesn't matter which brand you buy, so I can be a lot more honest about that experience with people. Yeah,
absolutely. The number one most successful franchise, I think last year I saw somewhere, was Chick-fil-A, right? As far as volume, and you look at those things, man, they run like a machine. Mm-hmm. You pull up, boom, he's taking your credit card. The next thing, I mean, you pull up, here's your bag, sir, and 2 lanes, and so they're running it like a well-oiled machine there. But let's take a quick break. We're going to come back more with Jason Avery Construction, Avery Remodeling on the Consumer Quarterback Show, as well as Bryan Sells, Apex Franchise Consulting. And we're going to talk more about small business and other ideas to think about here coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. That's patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707, and we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio. We appreciate you spending some time with us. It really means the world to us that you support the show, you support the local economy by reaching out. ConsumerQB.com is the best resource. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors' previous shows and all of our expert contributors at ConsumerQB.com. Yeah, quick shout out to our friends at Height Soft Wash, a pressure washing company here in Tampa Bay. Ramin Kazami, he's the owner. He does a great job on our real estate properties. HeightSoftWash.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers. All right, we feature our listings on air. It's a strategy that helps us sell faster for more money here in Tampa Bay and beyond. We have Keller Williams is a global company, so we have a listing, co-listing at 530 Heaton Forest Road in the Carolinas. This one's in North Carolina. $9 million property, beautiful estate. This is a mansion up there. It's 11 bedrooms, 10 baths, 10,000 square feet, 530 Heaton Forest Road, Cashers, North Carolina. This is in the luxury oasis community of High Hampton golf course community. You will see Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan golfing there at this local golf course, High Hampton community. 530 Heaton Forest Road, compliments of the Bill DeVore Real Estate Group, Keller Williams Luxury, Keller Williams Professionals up in the Carolinas. Also in Orlando, we've got a $10 million listing here. Actually, I'm sorry, it's a $13 million listing that is over in Claremont. It's in Claremont, Florida. Pebble Creek Court. This one is Four Corners, Florida. 100 acres, prime development opportunity, rental location for short-term rental community. Just about 10 minutes from Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, downtown, and more. Pebble Creek Court, Four Corners, development opportunity. 100 acres of land, $13 million, and we would love to talk to you about that. Check us all out. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
All right, we got Jason Avery in the house, Avery Remodeling, Avery Construction, and Bryan Sales as well, Apex Franchise Consulting in the house. What else do we need to know? What else is topical right now, Jason? What are you seeing in your business?
I'm just seeing that, while a lot of industries seem to be struggling, again, I'm pleased that my remodeling world, people are stuck in their houses.
Yeah,
they're not going to go get a new mortgage right now with the updated interest rate because they're horrible. So the people who have money still have some money, and while times are tougher, and otherwise it's coming to fruition for us. I'm seeing this very apparent in the average sale. The average sale has grown significantly.
Right.
I mean, when I started doing this stuff 12 years ago, the average sale was $25,000, and the normal average sale is about $75,000 these days. But really, over the last several months, we're a $95,000 average.
Yeah.
And that includes some very large jobs on top. People spending $500,000 or more remodeling a home that looks like a castle, mind you, but these are the kind of projects we're able to take on and endure. It's a far cry different from the volume projects we get of standard kitchens and standard homes, $30, $50, $60, $90,000, so it's an interesting turn of events, but we're excited about it. Things are going good.
What's the average cost of 2x4 nowadays, or a sheet of plywood? I mean, it used to be so much lower than it is now, right?
Well,
have you seen that?
Whatever it was, say even pre-COVID, just a few years ago, it's probably 2 to 3 times the cost now.
Wow.
I mean, in most areas of the materials.
Yeah.
You still got to consider shipping challenges and delays. For certain types of products, they might want to order certain faucets, tubs, hardwares that might come from Germany or somewhere else. And but as long as you shop smart and buy the right kind of pieces, and you can get the stuff in a pretty timely manner. If you're building an addition, you might not want to plan with trusses. You might want to plan with conventional framing, so you just build it with your own lumber on site.
There you go.
Things that could potentially lag or delay those projects. So that's what we do every day.
And I heard you can get some pretty good deals on some cabinets too, huh?
Yeah, I sort of have an inside edge there, but the Cabinet Factory is it's a separate entity in itself, and I wholesale the cabinets to the contractors, to the interior designers. So I established that business with 2 partners, with a general manager running it, a couple employees into that. So it takes very little of my time, but I am the #1 best customer. I have enough volume in there to let it never fail.
Nice.
They will keep the lights on forever. But at this point, there's a dozen other contractors that are very happy customers that are reordering on a regular basis, and we've got another growing vertical. So
Love it. Designer Cabinets LLC, by the way, and that's Jason Avery Construction, Avery Remodeling. Brian, I want to go back to you. Brian sells Apex Franchise Consulting. What are some of your most popular franchises or even just verticals that you're selling? What are people kind of into nowadays?
So there's I kind of speak about it industries. Home service brands are always very popular in franchising, mainly because they're affordable to get into. There's always work to be done, and they're very recession resistant a lot of times. Things like painting, cleaning, grout cleaning, carpet cleaning, dryer vent cleaning. Anything that's you call somebody out to come to your house, those are very popular. There's a lot of popular concepts in anti-aging, whether it's testosterone replacement treatment, IV drips, cryotherapy. Some of the things Jason was mentioning, his wife are bringing into their business.
Yep.
A lot of that is very trendy right now in franchising. One last thing, I'm always looking for subscription model based franchise concepts. Anything where you can get that consistent business and money month over month and grow that user base is always very popular. But those are kind of the terms I kind of think in when I talk to my clients is what are the margins? How repeatable is this business? If we have another pandemic of recession, things that are potentially coming down the pipeline, would you be prepared or would you be that guy closing the door on the first day? But people don't think about it that way. So I try to get their gears turning about that worst case scenario and keeping yourself relevant no matter what's happening around them.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you think about starting a business, or even if there is a franchise with a playbook there, you're essentially having a baby. You're having a baby. It's going to be an infant. It's going to be screaming in the middle of the night. There's going to be challenges, right? So you got to be ready to and be prepared to put those fires out quickly. And Jason, you've done a good job of that over the years with dealing with some of the stories I hear from you. I mean, you got probably one of the toughest businesses, right? You're going into their home and rearranging all their
we tear their prized
possession
apart. We make them live at a construction site. It's like camping for months at a time. Send strangers to their house every day, stress them out with lots of decisions, and tell them why everything extra they want costs more money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really not a good recipe, but we get through it. We keep people happy. But I found something interesting in what Brian just said. It was it reflects what I just saw. It was a Fox News interview with 3 of the sharks from Shark Tank. It was Barbara and Damon and Mr. Wonderful on there.
Yep.
And all 3 of them said the same thing, is that some of the most successful businesses of all time started during a recession.
Yeah,
and it's all about, if you've got the resilience to make it through when times are tough, you'll be able to carry that forward.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, exactly. Because hey, look, if you can create it, and there's another one. What is it? Create it out of necessity, right?
It forces you to be more resourceeful. It forces you to be, think outside the box. So.
Yeah. And not just throw marketing dollars at something, right?
Exactly.
That's one of the things with Keller Williams. Early on in my career, I was spending all this money on, I don't even like to say the Z word, but, most people know what I mean. It's like people spend all this money on leads and leads and leads, and then, the leads don't work out. Like the way that we do things is a lot different. It's more referral based, as you mentioned earlier. So we have about a minute left, so I want to get final thoughts and website.
Sure, yeah. I mean, anybody that needs any advice or help with construction-related items, it's averyconstruction.com, and from there, it's got 2 different portals, whether it's Avery Home Remodeling or Avery Commercial Remodeling, and we're happy to help. If somebody is a contractor looking for cabinets, or you have your own contractor and you might want them to provide you with some custom cabinetry, it's designercabinetsllc.com. And then, of course, I always do a little coaching and consulting my own, but specifically to general contractors, and that is construct-success.com.
And that's the book you wrote. Final thought.
Yes. So there's no one-shoe-fits-all archetype for who becomes a franchisee. You could be a W-2 worker, unsatisfied with your money right now. You could be recently laid off, serial entrepreneur, immigrant coming into the U.S., whatever the case, you could be perfect for a franchise. You can reach me at apexfranchiseconsulting.com. My email is bryant@apexfranchiseconsulting.com. Consultation is 100% free. Reach out. I can educate you.
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, another great show. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.